Hello and welcome to my conversation class. This is the low intermediate English conversation class, or intermediate 1, or is it 중급 영어 회화 1. I've got two sections of this class. One is Monday, Wednesday. One is Tuesday, Thursday. Cool. So I'm Professor Kent Lee. If you're taking this class, you might not have had my class before. I don't know. A few of you might have had me before. So first of all, my name. My last name is Lee, but I'm not Chinese or Korean, as you can tell. You may not know this, but Lee is a common English word, or it used to be. You can find it in the English dictionary, so look it up in the English dictionary. It's a common English word. It means side of a mountain that's protected from the wind, or wind-protected side of something. And that's an Old English word. It's an Old English name, or Anglo-Saxon, that is coming from Old England and Old English. In my case, British American. My ancestors came from England and Scotland to America in the 1700s and 1800s. So it's a British American name. It could be first name or last name. So that's my name. Happens to be convenient since I'm married to a Korean and I'm living in Korea. Yeah. My contact information is here in the syllabus. I've got a Gmail account, a Naver, which I sometimes check in Pukyong account. 7, Kent Lee 7, that's my name across a lot of internet platforms. Kent Lee was taken, so I went with 7 because I like math, I like numbers. So 7 has, it's a nice prime number that doesn't divide by other numbers. I usually check email, but it's usually the best way to reach me. But I might sometimes be slow to respond because I'm busy taking care of my 6-year-old boy, who is very cute and very active, and I go to bed early because I'm on a morning schedule. Yeah. So that's why I drink a lot of coffee. Bring your coffee to class, you're adults. Bring your coffee to class, your snacks, whatever, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. My syllabus, the 강의 계획, is online. You probably saw it in the course registration, the 수강, but I am posting an updated version in the LMS. It's updated, so you need to check that out. My contact information is there. There's a class website also that we will use sometimes for some things. There's a class website there. We might also use a Google form. I used this last semester. It's a Google form for my Gmail account that I share with everybody. So when you come to the Zoom sessions, and I'll send you to groups and have you discuss something, sometimes share questions and vocabulary through a Google document, and have you also maybe use that Google document to share your answers, your comments and stuff. So a shared Google document, a class book, which is a PDF. I don't like most conversation textbooks or most language textbooks. They are usually bad. I have my own, which I'm going to share with you as a free PDF. Because of the coronavirus, I can't send you to a print shop to buy it. I'm going to just share a free PDF with you. So the PDF will be in the LMS. I will put the PDF link in the LMS for you to download the course book the first week of the semester. Most sessions will be Zoom. Most class sessions will be in Zoom. Now this one, the first day is usually talking about the syllabus, the 강의 계획, and course policies and intro stuff. So I'm just recording this lecture. A few class sessions might be recorded lectures like this. This first day, maybe certain holiday times, week 15, which is sort of a makeup week. Certain things may be recorded, but most class sessions will be in Zoom. Next class will be in Zoom. So I will post a Zoom link in the LMS. It'll be one Zoom link which you can use for each class meeting, each class session for this class. Okay, so we're going to talk about formal as well as semi-formal. Semi means kind of halfway, partly formal, maybe casual English, particularly for college studies and careers. And there's more of a focus on this class for your careers. My conversation classes are different from other conversation classes. My conversation classes tend to be more academic and professional, more of a focus on English for academic purposes or professional purposes. Now, some of my more advanced conversation classes each of my conversation classes has a different focus. Each level has a different focus. Some of them have more of a really heavy academic focus, critical thinking skills kind of focus. My advanced conversation classes like that. In the fall semester, I teach a conversation class that's kind of more like media and film and TV and arts kind of humanities kind of stuff. My advanced class is more sciencey and all that. This class is a bit more, I guess, practical and humanities and business kind of focus. Because most of you are humanities majors. And you might have some worries about getting a job someday. And how are you going to get a job? What kind of skills do you have? When companies see, oh, you have a degree in English, or you have a degree in French, or some humanities or social science field, you may wonder, how can I get a job with that? And maybe friends and family members say, oh, you're studying humanities? How are you going to get a job with that? How are you going to get a job? Well, you can. But if you're taking this class, this is probably the right time to start thinking about how you're going to plan your college classes and preparing for getting a job. So the English that you learn in this class, that we do in this class, is focused on kind of more professional English, like getting a job, and personal stuff, like describing yourself. What kind of person are you? So we're going to talk about that kind of stuff. And now is the time to start thinking about, the next few years of your college and how are you going to plan things, what kind of courses are you going to take. So let me tell you now, if you're an English major or other language major, you're probably going to focus your classes in your third and fourth year on either literature studies, so study of literature, or linguistics on a Huck, or maybe culture studies like American studies, maybe media studies like film studies and stuff like that, or maybe business English. If you have a language degree or humanities degree, if you prepare and if you know what your skills are, then you can actually do an interview and try to get a job. So I want to prepare you for that. You think about what you're interested in now, so you can kind of plan your courses, and probably a lot of you can get jobs with international companies, which an airline or company that's doing trade or business in a foreign country. Your skills are valuable. And in addition to that, you're getting what we call soft skills, like hard skills, like you know how to do certain things. I took a college class that trained me on this kind of technical stuff, like how to do mathematical analysis, how to do business analysis, or how to do, budgets and or things like that, or how to design lesson plans for teaching. But there are all these soft skills, things like critical thinking skills and creativity skills and cultural skills, social, interpersonal skills. Those are things that you want to be aware of. And when you go to a job interview and they say, hey, why should we hire you? You can talk about that stuff. Now, this class is not a job preparation course. It's an academic English course. But the focus is thinking about your future and also thinking about yourself, getting to know yourself and who you are. So there's a bit of psychology in this class. And thinking about your major and your future and what kind of future you want, what kind of jobs you think you might go for, and planning. Now is a good time to start planning. You see, when I was in college, I'm kind of a sciencey person. I did linguistics, which is really more of a social science. So you got science, if you're science, social sciences like linguistics and psychology, and then humanities. So when I was young, I was really a science nerd. high school, I became more of a humanities nerd, doing languages, foreign languages. Got into linguistics in college, very humanities. So my college years were more humanities focused, and I still appreciate the humanities. Now, when I did graduate school, so after college, the master's, the saksa, and the PhD, the baksa, I did linguistics and also educational psychology, which is very social sciencey, and it's got aspects of, it's got a lot of sciencey stuff, kind of a science, sort of a science background, but you're studying complex human stuff like language and psychology. So I did that. So I have a kind of a broad background. So I really appreciate the humanities. It really shaped who I am, as did science. So I want you to be aware of that. If most of you are humanities majors, and so that is valuable. You just may not know it, or you might not know how to explain it. How do you explain to a family member, why are you doing humanities? Why are you doing English? How are you going to get a job with that? Well, you can, hopefully after this class, better explain like who you are and what your skills are, and maybe how humanities can be practical. Or whatever your degree is, it can be practical. You can get a job, like with an international company, or teaching, or something like that. NGOs, government jobs, non-governmental organizations like the UN, charity organizations, things like that. So that's kind of the focus of this class. If the focus is on English, it's not like a job preparation course, but there is some of that in this as you're learning English in this class. Let's talk about grading and assignments. So part of your grade is attendance. I'll say more about that in a minute. Minor assignments. So there will be some minor assignments we do over out of class or homework, and some stuff we do in class, like during your Zoom sessions. Maybe you do a group assignment and you do something in class right there. Short videos. I might ask you to record a short video, like 1 or 2 minutes, and post it in the LMS for an assignment. So there are minor homework assignments, and then short videos. That's kind of a bigger homework assignment. There'll be several of those during the semester. So midterm assignment. So the focus of this class is discussion, interviews, things like that. So midterm is going to be an interview. Now in the past, before coronavirus hit, I did all of this in groups. And I would like to try to do the midterm and final as group discussion interview assignments. But if that doesn't work, it will be individual kind of interview assignments. I did that last year. We'll see how it goes. So either group or individual video projects. So for the midterm, we will probably do kind of a pretend scholarship application interview. So sometimes you apply for a scholarship and you go to a committee and they interview you and they ask you some questions. Why should we give you the scholarship? And this might be useful if you're applying for scholarships, but just as an exercise to get to know more about yourself and what you want to do. So the midterm will be sort of a pretend or mock scholarship interview task. The final will be sort of mock job interviews. And again, it's going to be hard to do it as realistically because of this, the coronavirus and the social distancing, the Zoom format. We'll do our best. We'll adapt it, but we usually do some sort of interview assignment, group or individual interview assignments. I'll have you think about some kind of company or organization where you'd like to apply for a job, and we'll do sort of a pretend or mock interview based on that. We'll see how it goes with this. So you see here there's a tentative schedule, meaning it can change, it might change. The second week, kind of some fun stuff about Korean English vocabulary. Then we'll talk about personality and motivation and your major and careers. We'll kind of take a break and do some pronunciation stuff. Midterm interviews. We'll talk The second half of the semester about pragmatics, which is an area of linguistics, about how language is used in context, because it will be helpful for talking about interview communication, interview English, and workplace communication, and workplace issues, and start doing preparation for interviews. Now, there are a lot of holidays in the second half of the semester, including a spring festival. I'm not sure how it's going to work with this pandemic and a Zoom semester. I'm not sure how that's going to work. We'll see. That could change. Assignments. So there are minor assignments. I like to do a lot of Google Form assignments where I send you a link to a Google Form and you fill it out. A lot of these, these are like minor assignments. Each word is worth maybe 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 points. And these are a few questions, and I grade these on effort as well as quality. It's not just the quality or accuracy of your responses, but the effort you put into it. And at the end of the semester, I add them all up. Let's say we have like 500 points, well, maybe 200 points worth of assignments or and such, and I add up your actual score and convert that to like a regular 100-point score for your homework grade, for your semester homework grade. Now, attendance checks. I found doing checking attendance in Zoom last semester was horrible. So I'm going to use a different system this semester. I did this before in a different class a couple of years ago, and it worked pretty well. I call it a daily poll. So I have some Google Form assignments. I send you a link to a Google Form, you fill it out and submit it. It might be something longer that's worth 10 points or 20 points. These daily polls are 5-point assignments, and we'll probably do one every Zoom class, every Zoom session. I hope. A daily poll. And it's like a couple of simple questions, 1 or 2 questions. So during class, after we discuss something, I'll say, okay, go to a daily poll, here's the link. Send you the link to it, and you answer, and that's it. And it records your student ID, and that will serve as an attendance check to check your attendance. I'm going to try that. So there's some more stuff in here about attendance policy and other policies you need to read in the syllabus, the Kangi Kehik. The midterm and final assignments. Okay, so there's more about assignments and grading policies you should look at in here. Attendance, you can have 2 free absences per semester, like your whatever. If you have excused absences, those are things that can be excused, like illness. Just like on your phone, snap me a picture of your doctor's bill or doctor's note, the pharmacy yakuk bill, or if it's a family emergency, like a funeral, just snap and send a photo of documentation from the funeral home. If it's in Korean or Chinese, it doesn't matter. I just need a document. There's some other excused absences in here. You can get send me email for women's pink days, guys military exams, no problem. Just send me a copy of a document. What else? Oh, sometimes you have to go to something in your department. They'll probably provide you an excuse document, no problem. Just send it to me. But not like club activities and sports, those don't count. So there is an attendance grade, and there's a formula I use. I deduct points if there are too many absences or other problems. If you're logged into Zoom, but it's like it doesn't look like you're really there, you're not participating, I will deduct points. I will take away points for that. There's some more on that, page 8, I think, in the syllabus. Zoom etiquette. Enter the Zoom session before class actually starts. So be there by the time class starts. Enter with your audio muted, your audio is turned off until you need to speak up. Enter with your video turned on, and please keep it on. Okay, especially during group sessions. We'll do a lot of group sessions because that seems to be the best way to do a conversation class in Zoom. Keep your video on, and just take it fairly seriously. Be there, participate in the group discussion questions. We'll do that every class session, group discussion questions. We do, like, I say, okay, talk about this in groups, and I'll send you to Zoom breakout rooms or Zoom groups. Zoom will randomly assign you to a different group each day. Keep your video on, talk to each other. And if I say answer this question in the Google document, please do so. There's some other policies you should read in here. Contacting me, again, email is the best way. If it's an emergency, you can find me in Kakao Talk if it's really an emergency. But most assignments will be either something you do through Google Form, or sometimes you upload a video in the LMS for short video assignments or for the midterm or final. I think that's it. Can't think of anything else. Next class will be Zoom, so pay attention to the LMS. There will be a Zoom link posted. The PDF of my booklet, my conversation book, will be posted in the LMS, and other stuff. Your first assignment will be a Google form. We're asking for some contact information. I need contact information from you, and also some survey questions. I like to ask survey questions. This is for my research purposes. Now, if you don't want me to use your data in my research, that's fine. It does not affect your grade. I'm going to have plenty of data from other people, so don't worry. If you don't feel comfortable with me using your data for my research, that's fine. It's only like 1 or 2 assignments that will be like this. You can opt out, but nonetheless, fill out that Google form. That first week, I'll post the link in the LMS this first week, and it's a Google form assignment. It's worth 10 points. You'll get 10 points just for filling it out. Contact information and a bunch of survey questions I want to ask you. You get 10 points just for doing it. No problem, just if you do it on time. You might have taken my class before. Well, please do it again. If you're taking 2 classes from me this semester, you just need to fill it out once. And that is a fairly easy first assignment. Next week, the second week, we'll start talking about Korean English vocabulary. Then we'll start talking about personality. Okay, if there are any questions, if you have a question, someone else might have the same question, so post it in the LMS. Either the assignment, the comments under the assignment space, or whatever. Post your questions there so I can answer them, and might be useful to someone else who has the same question. So I look forward to kind of seeing you, so to speak, through Zoom, getting to know you as best as possible in this Zoom format. I hope it'll change soon, but until then, I look forward to having you and getting to know you, and hope you have a fun time. They find it fun, and that you learn a lot and you get something practical out of it for your future. So that's it for now. I'll see you in Zoom next time. So take care, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.